You're watching Tag TV.
Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I am Uzma Jafri. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Thursday, the 19th of April. Indian Prime Minister Modi attends 25th Commonwealth meet in London. Security beefed up following suspected terrorist movement in India's Punjab province. And Pakistan agrees to remove checkposts on Afghan soil. And now for all the details. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi along with 52 world leaders attended the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in London on Thursday. The two-day summit is taking place at a time when Britain is looking to forge new relations with the 53-member Commonwealth grouping post-Brexit.
General.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday attended the opening session of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in London along with 52 other world leaders. The two-day 25th Commonwealth meet is being held at the Buckingham Palace and was formally inaugurated by Queen Elizabeth II. Prime Minister Modi and his British counterpart Theresa May at their bilateral meeting on the eve of the summit pledged to reinvigorate the grouping. The summit is taking place at a time when Britain is looking to forge new relations with the Commonwealth post-Brexit. It will focus on peace, prosperity, security, trade and investment. Discussions on strengthening cooperation in the fight against global terrorism, organized crime and cybercrime are also likely. India's global influence has carried on various international forums and Commonwealth is no different.
Security was beefed up and search operations were underway in India's northern Punjab province on Thursday following reports of suspicious terrorist movement. New Delhi has long accused Islamabad of using militants as a proxy to mount attacks on Indian soil. Pakistan denies the allegations.
Security was beefed up and search operations were underway on Thursday in Pathankot district of India's northern Punjab province following reports of suspicious terrorist movement. Acting on a tip-off on Thursday morning, the security forces immediately spread out in large numbers and searched various locations in the region. Suspicious man stopped a car belonging to a Muskin Ali asking for a lift. However, Ali, who suspected that the hitchhikers could be terrorists, left the car and ran away. He later informed the police about the same, after which the search operations were launched.
इसमें कल रात को हमारे पास में कुछ संदिग्ध नज़र आने की इन्फॉर्मेशन आई थी, तो उस सिलसिले में हमने इस एरिया में रात को भी काफ़ी सर्च रखी है, तो अभी भी हम इस एरिया को सर्च कर रहे हैं।
Pathankot is located close to the border with Pakistan. It saw a gruesome militant attack in January 2016 when heavily armed militants stormed on Air Force Station and killed 7 soldiers. India has long accused Pakistan of training and using militants as a proxy to mount attacks on Indian soil. Pakistan denies the allegations.
Moving on. Pakistani proxies on Wednesday tried to sabotage a peaceful rally of the Sindhi Baloch Forum in London. The Baloch and Sindhi activists were holding protests opposite 10 Downing Street against human rights violations inflicted upon innocent people in Balochistan and Sindh by Pakistan.
Pakistani proxies on Wednesday tried to sabotage a peaceful rally of the Sindhi Baloch Forum in London. Baloch and Sindhi activists held massive protest opposite 10 Downing Street against human rights violations committed by Pakistan in Balochistan and Sindh. The protests, which were held ahead of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, aimed to inform the world leaders that Pakistan is committing atrocities on innocent people in Balochistan and Sindh. Activists have long accused the Pakistani establishment of forcibly taking control of the land and resources, violence against ethnic minorities and committing extrajudicial killings in Balochistan and Sindh. They urged the international community to intervene as attempts to highlight the situation have long been repressed.
Mawia Malik made headlines when she debuted last month on a private television channel in Pakistan, becoming the conservative country's first transgender news anchor. Opinions are mixed about the 21-year-old trainee anchor, but Malik says she has achieved her childhood dream.
Marvia Malik made headlines last month when she made her debut on a private Pakistani TV channel and became the conservative country's first transgender news anchor. The 21-year-old trainee anchor says she was disowned by her family when she was 16 following years of being forced to dress and act like a boy. She trained and then found work as a makeup artist, funding her journalism degree at Punjab University. Through her beauty industry connections, she landed a modeling job and became the talk of the town. The story of her life and demeanor that impressed the selection panel at Kohinoor News, and she was selected to be part of the team.
इन्हें बहुत ज़्यादा बुरी नज़र से देखते हैं. अगर ये पढ़े लिखे माहौल में आ रहे हैं और इन्हें चेंज कर रहे हैं, ये तो बहुत अच्छी बात है. और मेरे ख्याल से तो ये टीवी चैनल वालों को बहुत अच्छी बात है कि उन्होंने ये कदम उठाया है. और मेरे ख्याल से दूसरे लोगों को भी चाहिए, टीवी चैनल वालों को या दूसरे मीडिया को लोगों को भी, कि वो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा ऐसे लोगों को मौका दें ताकि ये भी आगे बढ़ सकें, ताकि वो भी अपनी ज़िंदगी अच्छे तरीके से गुजार सकें.
अपनी ट्रांसजेंडर कम्युनिटी के लिए कुछ ना कुछ करना चाहती थी. मैं ये समझती थी कि हमारी ट्रांसजेंडर कम्युनिटी इस तरह बहुत ज़्यादा वीक है स्टडी के लिहाज से और जॉब्स वगैरह के लिहाज से, और पॉलिटिकली वो इतनी स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं है. सो मैं अपनी कम्युनिटी के लिए कुछ ना कुछ करना चाहती थी. सो मुझे अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली तो मैंने लाजमी अवेल करना चाहिए.
Many transgenders in Pakistan live in secluded communities and have no choice but to beg on the streets or sing and dance at private parties to earn a living. Some also turn to prostitution to make ends meet. Legislation has sought to make transgenders a part of society in recent years, ruling that they were entitled to all rights guaranteed in the constitution to all Pakistani citizens. Third gender is also a category in national identity cards, but not all Pakistanis are so accepting.
In news from Afghanistan, Afghan and Pakistani military officials held talks for the second time in just a few days to discuss incursions by Pakistan against Afghanistan along the Durand Line. After the meeting, Pakistan has reportedly agreed to remove checkposts on Afghan soil.
Islamabad has agreed to remove checkposts on Afghan soil after military officials from both the nations held talks to discuss incursions by Pakistan against Afghanistan along the Durand Line for the second time. Clashes between Afghan border forces and Pakistani military in Khost and neighbouring Paktia provinces erupted earlier this week. During Wednesday's meeting, Afghan officials said Pakistani authorities admitted that they have built structures on Afghanistani soil.
دغه دوه پوسټه فکر کوم چې د هغه نه د زیرو خط نه دغه دی نو هغه وو به ګورو ډیره خبره دی زه موافق یم چې کله تاسو زینې کې زموږ پوسټ کوي نو موږ یې ریډي تاسو په یو انچ باندې موږ وی ویل ریسپیکټ یور ټریټوري انټیګریټي هغه چې د افغانستان کوم ټریټوري انټیګریټي زموږ لپاره غوښتنه
Meanwhile, the Pakistani delegation also asked the Afghan authorities to return Pakistani soldiers who were arrested by their forces in Zazai Maidan district in Khost 3 days ago. The arrests were made after clashes between Khost residents and Pakistani military personnel broke out in Zazai Maidan district when Pakistani troops tried to take control of an Afghan checkpost.
More on news from Afghanistan. The police chief of Afghanistan's Kandahar province, General Abdul Raziq, on Wednesday called on residents of the southern province to participate in the country's upcoming polls. The police chief, who along with his wife registered his name to vote, said this time the elections appear to be different to those held in the past.
General Abdul Raziq, the police chief of Afghanistan's southern Kandahar province, on Wednesday called on residents to participate in the upcoming parliamentary and district council elections. The police chief, who along with his wife registered his name to vote, said this time the upcoming polls appear to be different to those held in the past. Raziq also encouraged people to register and to get their IDs stamped by the Independent Election Commission or IEC before the polls.
د پروسه ان شاء الله د ډیر ځای شفافه ده او د خلکو سم غوښتنه ده که دکاندار دی که ټکسیوان دی که بزګر دی که هر د دې ولس خلک دي د کندهار دلته 4 میلیونه نفوس دی په اشارې بالا نو دوی باید چې ټوله راشي ثبت نام وکړي.
Meanwhile, a number of lawmakers in Afghanistan's lower house of parliament expressed concerns over the slow voter registration turnout so far. However, IEC has said over 47,000 people across the country had registered to vote in the first 3 days of the process and assured that they are working on an awareness campaign to inform people about the process.
A special tournament was recently organized in India's southern Hyderabad city for the physically challenged. The 5-day tournament aimed to motivate the players and build a team for national level.
A D20 tournament was organized for disabled cricketers in India's southern Hyderabad city on Wednesday. The tournament, organized by the Board of Disabled Cricket Association, was a 5-day event which saw participation of players from 24 provinces of the country. The tournament was held from April 14 to 18. Sports Authority of Telangana State or SATS assured all help to conduct a World Cup for disabled cricketers.
Players have come from 24 states. Really, they played well. The main motto is to conduct all the 24 teams and conduct the event as well. We want to select an Indian team out of this game.
These people have showed that disability is not a hurdle to come up in the life.
Crippled, either by birth or by accident, the young men showed their passion for sports. The main aim of the event was to find good players so that a strong national team of disabled could be formed.
A 12-year-old boy from India's western Surat city has surrendered all elements of a householder life, including emotional attachments, to become a Jain monk. His family fully backs his decision and is in a celebratory mood.
A 12-year-old boy, Bhavya Shah, abandoned all materialistic pursuits of life in India's western Surat city and converted himself into a Jain monk to embark upon the journey of truth. A procession was carried out on Wednesday to mark his adoption of a life devoid of all worldly pleasures. A grand ceremony was held on the succeeding day in the presence of 400 to 450 monks and thousands of visitors.
मुझे अभी बहुत ही आनंद आ रहा है कि आज मैं परम के मार्ग पे जा रहा हूँ। मैं कहूँ मैं सबको संदेश यही देना चाहूँगा कि सच्चा मार्ग तो यही है, ये आपको यही अपनाना चाहिए।
Bhavya poured rice onto his parents' heads as part of the rituals. He shard flower petals on God's idols and took the blessings of Jain monks before he abstained from all emotional attachments.
मुझे बहुत आनंद हो रहा है क्योंकि 4 साल पहले मेरी बच्ची भी जो 12 साल थी उसने भी दीक्षा ली थी। आज फिर बच्चा भी वही राह पे जा रहा है, तो हम लोगों को तो बहुत ही आनंद है कि ये सच्चा मार्ग तो वही है, इसलिए वो राइट जगह जा रहा है।
Adopting the life of a monk involves performing many sacrifices. The early stages involve the ritual of Kesloka or pulling out of the hair. The new monks and nuns are bound to wear only white robes and give up all kinds of emotional attachments that affect their karma or actions.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Indian Prime Minister Modi attends 25th Commonwealth meet in London. Security beefed up following suspected terrorist movement in India's Punjab province. And Pakistan agrees to remove checkposts on Afghan soil. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.
You're watching TEG TV.